What is up, YouTube fam? We are back here with another video. This time, data logging with HTS. So, let's go outside. No, you gotta stay inside. I just want to show y'all a little bit about how we do this. So, I have the HC05 and a MacBook Air. I also use my Android, it's a Note 8, for tuner view. And so first, I'll show y'all that. I'll leave the laptop off. So you just start the car. Tuner view's pretty quick, I like it. So we'll just get into the phone, tuner view. Once you get it all connected, you can choose an auto connect function. It'll find your module that you're on last, and then we're in. There's a bunch of different layouts that you can pick from. Full screen does that to me, sorry. So switch layouts, and you have all these different gauges that you can pick from, right? This one's kind of cool, but it doesn't have LEDs, so I choose one with LEDs, keep it kind of simple. It's gonna be, trying to look through the camera here, not a good idea. All right, there we go. And you can set like everything, so you can see how it goes like that with the revs. I got it set on like 3,000 just to test out limits and stuff. But yeah, I set these colors, and then you got the LEDs down here. So when you turn it, like, so I got the AC on it, showing when my clutch is on for the AC, fuel cut. I can turn on the launch control and do that, but my neighbor's probably gonna get mad. So with that being said, the way that we connect on the laptop, and I'll just show from the beginning here, this is what you would have to do at least first. So we get into the computer. And we'll do HTS 1.9, just because I still have it on the basic layout and colors and things like that. Easier to see here on camera. Bunch of LEDs and stuff. Alright, so typically you have to add the device. I doubt I'm going to be able to just data log with it. Oh, never mind. So that's pretty cool. I'm still figuring out the connection stuff, but literally all you do, come on, is if this wasn't here, you'd go to add device, add Bluetooth. It pops up here. You click it. You can type in the 1234 code, and then it's in the system. You also have to make sure in the device manager that you have your ports set up right. It's going to be 2 ports usually. Mine are set at 4 and 5 right now. It uses port. Which one did we end up on? Found on port 4, okay. The log right here is where you're gonna find information about connections, and you can see why you're not getting connected and things like that. AC just turned on. Normally you would see that here with that LED. But, yeah. So, like I was saying, you wanna be in your device manager. The ports, you have to make sure that you're running at a 38400 on our ports. When you're in your settings, you want the same for your data log right here. 38400 auto scan. I have it on ostrich for the Bluetooth thing. This one I used for the hue lock. I turned up my timeout because it times out sometimes. And Bluetooth data log. checked. I'm being very bad with the camera holding. Sorry, I'm on my phone. As my camera's broke, I'm having to use my iPod 10, as I call it, because it doesn't have cell service. Anyways, we've got some good data log going on. It's Bluetooth, wireless, whatever you want to call it. I'll do a drive over to my rents, and we'll get the cells to fill up here, and then show how that works with the overlay. Just a basic, showing how data logging works with Bluetooth and driving and such. So now that you see how to connect it and things, and that you can use Tuner View and how simple it can be. You do have to buy the protocol for EC Tune. It's $5 or something like that, but totally worth it. Like digital dash, if I get a tablet, whatever. Put it down there, up here, get a radio with Android, put the app on it. There's a couple ideas out there, but Bluetooth, $10 after you chip the ECU and put a ROM on it and blah, blah, blah. So yes, we'll be back in the next shot showing you it filling in the cells, and then a quick, just talk about that. So I'll be back in the next clip. So we're ready to make the trip. Got the dog with me. What's up, Skits? Say hi. So with everything set up, we should be able to turn the car on and the laptop. I sleeped it. Let's see if it auto connects. Nope. We'll click it. Looks like it connected. We got the fast blink stopped. We got the double blink now. We are data logging, and we're running pig rich, as they say. Just kidding. So car's got to warm up. We have some fuel corrections going on here. IAT's good, and we're in open loop. So I'm gonna start driving, and I'll come back in and show how it fills the cells just a little bit while you data log, and then when I get to a stopping point, I'll talk about it a little more. It is raining today, so it's not good to film. I don't have a mount for this phone. I don't have a GoPro anymore, so I'm having to use my iPod 10 and my Note 8. So the iPod 10 records in 4K, so screw it, why not? 60 frames, why not? It's just no stereo mics, things like that, whatever, who cares? It's a YouTube video on data logging. Let's get on the road and let's see how HTS works with the Bluetooth data logging. So far, it's great. It's just about warm, so we'll clear the data list here. Control-Alt-C if it works. Okay, it doesn't want to, so clear it. And we'll go ahead and start the drive. So I'll drive around, and I'll come back here when I'm filling in the cells. You have your air fuels coming in. So as you press the gas, it goes to the right. As you let off, it goes down. Let's get out of my way. As you get more RPM, it goes, as you let off, it goes to the left. As you give it RPM, it goes down. So left to right is based off load, which comes from TPS mostly, and up and down is from engine speed. So right now we're at a stoplight and it's idling. I have it right now. This is just kind of stock tune with a little bit of smoothing. I don't have a wideband, so it's very pointless to tune. but this gives you a general idea of how the software works with the wideband. If you were to use it, stop. Sit back. So you just slowly make those, it's called sweeping. Come on, litter pickup. Gist of it. So a lot of people will think right off the bat that when you tune or when you make changes, or actually I'll come back to that. So what you can see is the graph fills up as you drive. Sorry, the table fills up as you drive, and it collects your air fuel data, and then you can use that to make changes. So when I get to a stopping point here, I'll show you what I mean about the rest of it, but you can kind of get the gist of how data logging works with HTS and how it also is performing via Bluetooth module to a laptop with Bluetooth built in. So once I get to a stopping point, like I said, I'll go over some more stuff. Be right back. So we're at a stopping point here, and for the car. So in order to make changes on your map, you have to turn your data logging off. I'll be able to do that just because the car's off, but so you see how the map's filled in here, and it has recorded the air fuel ratios across the board as you drive. Typically you want to get like a good 30-minute drive in and go through all your gears and stuff. That way you can fill in the whole thing. It's going to give you an average. So you have a target. This is for you to know. It's for the software to know what you want. That way when it collects, it can then tell you what you need to do to make adjustments. You can see where it was red, it wants me to add in like 20%, and where it's too fat, it wants me to take fuel out. Here it was running where I have it targeted, or the software has default targets set, and same with the wide open throttle. I'm not going to make changes just because it's pointless to chase my tail on a narrow band, but one thing I did want to try is, let's say this cell right here, it says 21%. I noticed if you double click them, they go away like you made a change. So 110. Maybe not. That was in the last one. Like I could just double click them and they'd go away, but basically what you do here is adjust that cell. But what I was saying earlier, so typically what people will do is they'll see all these cells, all these cells are red, or sometimes they'll just see that this one's red, and then they'll start, they'll go in here, or they'll just make a change on that one cell and try to correct it, and you'll start getting these zigzags on your fuel map and stuff if you have changed only one cell versus groups of cells. So you'll end up with, like, you can see how all of these numbers kind of gradually get larger, and this one will end up like at 300, and it'll make a big zigzag, and it'll throw off nearby cells because your car doesn't really, I mean, I don't want to say that, but when it data logs, it's going off of other cells around it too, because when you data log, you'll see that there's a dot for your load and a dot for your RPM, so it's kind of in betweens, and you don't want to make a change on one cell until you're fine-tuning your tune. Whenever you see, say, this spot right here, I keep fucking up. If you see this area right here, so you know this is idle portion, or this is drivability and things like that. So you'd want to select, you know, a group and then make changes. I typically just do like 1 or 2 clicks at a time, and then do another run and see how it affected it. And you do that in groups. Some people like to go all the way down, some people like to go across, and some people like to group it like that. And then when you're done, you can do your fine tunes where you do 4 at a time, 2 at a time, 1 at a time, and get those numbers really close. And you can even just kind of go in here and shape it a little bit after you get it down and do a run and just make sure everything's good. But you want to stay away from making single cell changes in the very beginning of your map. If you're like running a new motor or something versus running a stock motor with a base map and fine tuning it, you will find yourself kind of fucking up by doing one cell changes, drastic changes, and things like that. But I just wanted to add this in. Not sure where I will put it in the video, but here is some more footage of the tune review working with the HCO5. You can see it's pretty fast on the transfer rate, you could say, or like the update rate, refresh rate, I don't know what you want to call it. So as you rev it, they give you a little my RPM gauge is off at 200 RPM. That's one reason, and my mile an hour is off a lot, especially when I get up to speed like 60 or 70. Mile an hour gauge will be reading around 40 or 30. It kind of depends on temperature and stuff. No VTEC right now. P75 ECU, haven't changed the internals. I just love that shit. Can't get enough of it. Alright guys, that's enough on the data logging. You can see it works freaking great with tuner view and with the computer and so on. Hopefully y'all guys can get yours going. The software works great with the Bluetooth, it looks like. The data logging works good. It's on time and fast, and it works great with the tuner view as well. So I hope y'all enjoyed the quick data logging video here, and if y'all have any questions, just ask on the forums.